And it's my great pleasure to welcome you this morning to the 5th Annual Statewide Best Practices Forum. We are delighted that you have joined us for what has really become the largest and most comprehensive conference for local governments on energy efficiency. It's hard to imagine that it's been 5 years already. It feels like we just started this pretty recently, but we've grown in our group here. I see a lot of new faces, so that's really exciting for me to see how much this has progressed. As local leaders, you are uniquely positioned to improve the livability of your communities. You're closer to the problems so you are able to test innovative solutions for sparking economic growth, improving the community's quality of life, and protecting the environment. And especially in California, this really makes you pioneers for state and for national change, as we're really a bellwether state. As a nonprofit organization fostering innovation in environmental sustainability, economic prosperity, and social equity, the Local Government Commission has helped leaders such as all of you in this room to transform communities for more than 30 years. We understand how critical partnerships are in doing this work, and so we connect you through events like this to a network of other really innovative leaders across the state, because that's a key component towards change. We know that the challenges of the 21st century will require really an unprecedented level of collaboration and innovation. This includes working together across disciplines to create communities that are resilient, prosperous, and equitable. We also recognize the importance of providing you access to cutting-edge tools, resources, and successful models so that you can really respond quickly to evolving community needs. This forum will highlight useful information and best practices so that you can implement new models for success in your community. Looking across the state, we see that the hard work being done by all of you in your communities, small and large, is really making a difference. You guys really are the leaders that are creating successful models for other regions to follow. And thanks in no small part to the work of many of you in the room, from our state leaders who we'll hear from later, to our regional and our local leaders and our nonprofit leaders, it's looking like we're really on track to meet our 2020 carbon reduction goals. So studies are showing that we're in a really good position. And so this is no small feat for one of the largest economies in the world. So this is a big deal, but there is still a lot more work to be done. And especially as we start to look out to the longer term goals, you all in this room will play an increasingly important role in achieving those 2050 goals. And Ken Alex mentioned last night thinking about the 2030 goals. So what's the next piece that's a little closer and a little more tangible? And because you're on the ground, I think you all really have the opportunity to make sure that the strategies we employ are ones that work for businesses and households and build resilience against climate change and help our communities really thrive. So you can find those co-benefits and make the most of strategies moving forward. So your work to reduce energy use and greenhouse gas emissions will really be a key component to meeting those longer-term goals and to finding those deep reductions. Today, you'll have a chance to learn from and be inspired by innovative local responses to pressing issues. We've selected them from a number of impressive studies and models from across the state. So you're hearing some of the most exciting things today. And we hope that you'll leave with a renewed sense of enthusiasm. We hope that you'll leave with some new partners, and we hope that you leave with some new tools today. This forum wouldn't be possible without the support of our partners, the Statewide Energy Efficiency Collaborative. So that includes the 4 investor-owned utilities, ICLEI, and the Institute for Local Governments. So thank you for your support. We also had state leaders and local leaders who are part of our steering committee, and we thank you for all the input you've provided. I think it'll make it an even better event this year because of your input. And thanks to all of you for participating in this event and for your ongoing commitment to energy efficiency and reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and to your commitment towards improving yourselves and finding new tools and new partners and constantly trying to better equip yourself to respond to the local challenges you're facing. Together, we can really identify those promising opportunities and face the evolving challenges in our communities. So thank you for being here. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to our host for the day, our moderator. Joseph Oldham was with the City of Fresno as their sustainability coordinator. He had a long history working in the City of Fresno. He's also a pilot, and I've come to find out a local TV personality. So he's really a jack of all trades, and I'm so pleased to have him now with the Local Government Commission in this new role as the statewide Local Government Energy Efficiency Best Practices Coordinator. So thank you, Joseph.
Well, good morning. It's my pleasure to be here. It's amazing. A year ago, I was sitting in the audience like you, listening to the presentations, and I can say honestly that I've always gotten something very positive and worthwhile from coming out to these forums. And now, kind of sitting on the other side, helping put these forums together, I can tell you it's a huge amount of work. And all of the folks that participate in putting this event together are worthy of all of your praise and support, because it is a huge amount of effort to put this event together. I have the great pleasure of introducing two folks to come and speak to us this morning, give us some welcoming remarks. First up will be Supervisor Ron Roberts. I have to put these glasses on to kind of read his little bio here. Supervisor Roberts holds an undergraduate degree from San Diego State and a master's in architecture from UC Berkeley. Professionally, he worked 20 years in architecture, spending much of that time as managing partner of a large firm with offices locally and in San Francisco. After next serving 2 terms at the San Diego City Council, Supervisor Roberts was elected to represent the 4th District on the County Board of Supervisors. Joining him also this morning with opening remarks will be Carolyn Wynn, who is the Vice President of Customer Services and Chief Customer Privacy Officer for San Diego Gas and Electric, one of Sempra Energy's regulated California utilities. As Vice President of Customer Services, Ms. Wynn oversees all customer relations activities for SDG&E, and including call centers, energy efficiency, demand response, customer assistance programs, customer privacy, revenue cycle activities, corporate band, marketing, and customer communications. I think she's a little short on activities, so maybe we need to find some other things for her to do. But without any further ado, I invite Supervisor Roberts to come up and provide us some opening remarks. Thank you.
Well, thank you and good morning. Welcome to San Diego. As the newly re-elected county supervisor for this district, I want to welcome you. And just so you'll understand, I also serve on the California Air Resources Board and have done that now, one of the longest serving members ever on that board. So it's exciting to me to see a program like this that really amplifies the things we've been involved with. It's kind of a sad time for you to be in San Diego, though, as we're grieving over the loss of one of our local heroes, Tony Gwynn, who passed away earlier this week. And later today at the County of San Diego Administration Building, we have a large tower, and we're going to be hanging a big Tony Gwynn banner here. Otherwise, I am sure your meeting here today would be the most important thing going on. So you've been overshadowed slightly, but I am delighted that you're here. And you've got a great day in front of you. You're going to have the opportunity to hear from key state agencies and to discuss the important role of local and regional government in meeting California's energy efficiency and climate change goals. Energy efficiency will play a key role in helping us to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and meet our near-term and our longer-term climate change goals. What we are doing is being watched nationally and globally, and I can testify to that after a few weeks recently in China, where there is an amazing understanding and an interest in what is going on in California. And it is changing a much larger playing field than just this state or even this nation. And why not? You just have to look at the track record of decades of rigorously evaluated, cost-effective energy efficiency improvements across all sectors. Our efforts include new green building standards, now in effect for homes and businesses, and new standards for appliances, televisions, and other plug loads that exist. These programs continue to reduce energy use and emissions and make our businesses and our economy more efficient and cut energy costs. California local and regional governments are critical partners, and strong collaboration among these agencies will be necessary as we move forward with meeting the state's greenhouse gas emission reduction goals, and also in improving the state's ability to adapt to potential climate change impacts. Local governments have broad influence and, in some cases, sole authority over activities that contribute to greenhouse gases. These include industrial permitting, the planning and land use and transportation functions, zoning and urban growth development decisions, the control of municipal operations, and the implementation of building codes and other standards. As cities and counties fall into larger regional frameworks, they're working together to create synergistic relationships that allow for reductions through land use and transportation networks, as well as within specific sectors such as energy. Many local governments, including the County of San Diego, have already initiated their own locally driven climate action efforts. In fact, roughly 70% of California jurisdictions have either completed policies or programs to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, or they are in the process of adopting such plans. These policies and programs include local energy efficiency measures and policies. The state's electric utilities, like SDG&E, of which I am very familiar with here in San Diego County, and we work very closely together, they're helping by partnering with local governments on programs that target both residential and non-residential sectors. The residential programs focus on energy audits, Energy Star appliance rebates and replacement, lighting improvements, and attic insulation, as well as incentives to sell highly efficient heating, ventilating, and air conditioning systems. In fact, at a recent street fair, I got some of the new LED light bulbs through SDG&E, and they were only a fraction of the cost that I'd been seeing. So we're getting the whole house converted now. I just have to go to a few more street fairs. and it'll be able to cover all of this. Commercial and industrial programs target lighting, HVAC, and manufacturing and food processing equipment. Utilities also partner with schools and public institutions to educate residents and to implement a variety of beneficial programs. Some communities, including San Diego County, have created property-assessed clean energy financing districts, or PACE programs that you may have heard of. These programs, which I encourage you to design very carefully, allow residential and commercial property owners to finance energy efficiency improvements through voluntary property tax assessments. Local and state governments are also developing tools, training and outreach modules, and databases of essential information that can be shared to help evaluate effective greenhouse gas emission reduction measures. These include carbon footprint calculators, case studies of successful local government greenhouse gas emission reduction efforts, and searchable databases of grants, rebates, loans, and other financial incentives. That last should be of particular help. I expect going forward that these efforts will be expanded upon by us sharing successful approaches to climate policies and also sharing expertise and knowledge gleaned from local and regional perspectives. Last month, the California Air Resources Board approved the first update to the Climate Change Scoping Plan. I suspect you're going to hear more about this during the day. The update includes recommendations for actions in several sectors to reduce GHG emissions in the state. Creating and enhancing energy efficiency programs are necessary actions that the state must take in order to meet our climate change goals. As we move forward to put the plan into action, state agencies, utilities, and local governments must continue to strengthen our partnerships and our collaboration in order to realize the greenhouse gas reduction benefits. That includes working honestly and collaboratively with the residents in the business community, putting in place policies and measures to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions will not only enable California to do its part to meet the challenge of global climate change, but will also build a cleaner, healthier, and more sustainable future for all Californians. That is something everyone should be able to support. I want to thank you very much for being here this morning, for your interest in these topics. I've seen the agenda and the speakers. You really have a great day ahead of you. I hope it's used productively. I hope you leave here feeling that you've learned a number of things that you can apply and to help us accomplish those goals which we all support. Enjoy yourselves. Have a great time here in San Diego today. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Supervisor Ron Roberts, and I was just telling him I can set him up with some more LED lights. It's so great to have him in our region. He's been this steadfast leader for us, especially in the area of energy issues over the past few decades. So we're very blessed to have Supervisor Ron leading the efforts in our region. And good morning, everybody. Welcome. And we're thrilled to have all of you here today for the statewide energy efficiency best practices forum. And I love that term, best practices, because this is a great opportunity for you to have this peer-to-peer network and really share some best practices that everyone can take back to their own local government partnerships and be able to implement and learn from lessons that have gone on and be able to again, help California achieve their goals. It's inspiring to see so many of you here, and yeah, I've been to this event a couple years in a row, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger. But it really recognizes the importance that energy efficiency plays in our day-to-day role, and in achieving really our shared goals around saving energy, growing our economies, but also facilitating a more sustainable California. I'd like to thank and recognize a few folks here, and that's our commissioners, Mike Florio from the PUC and Commissioner Andrew McAllister from the CEC, Supervisor Roberts, Ken Alex from the Governor's Office, as well as Richard Corey, the Executive Officer from the California Air Resources Board. Your participation here is just a signal that energy efficiency is important to our state, and we appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to be here today. We all know that Assembly Bill 32 requires that we all make significant efforts throughout the state to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions. And really, energy efficiency is a key component to really the state's strategy to achieve these goals, to save money, protect the environment, and ensure that our future generations have access to that much needed energy supply. So what we're doing here is very important to the future. And really, for all of us to achieve the goals, it's imperative that we work together, whether it's utilities, our local governments, state agencies, nonprofits, and private sector. And that's really define energy efficient solutions, spur innovation and new ideas. You know, with all the smart meters and all the technology that's come about, innovation has never been more important than it is today. And take actions that will really have take action for us to be able to save even more energy and make our regions more sustainable. You know, by working together with the utilities, we see that our own local governments are taking action really by leading by example, by retrofitting their facilities with highly energy efficient equipment and smart design practices. Local governments are actively benchmarking the huge portfolio of buildings that they have under their control and providing that encouragement and resources for the community to do the same. Some local governments are also leveraging their unique authority to create building codes that not only meet, but they exceed the state's minimum, guaranteeing that development brings not only beautification, but also economic growth and healthy air and lower energy bills to go with that. Now, that's what I call really smart growth. And all of this work is evidenced by the success in the San Diego region. You know, since 2010, our San Diego local governments have saved 34 million kilowatt hours, almost 200,000 therms of natural gas, and they've received about $4.5 million of incentives and rebates to do that. And just to put that into perspective, that's the equivalent of removing more than 5,000 cars off the road, powering nearly 3,500 homes for an entire year, and preventing the emissions of nearly 25,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide to our atmosphere. That's fantastic. But you know that this is not just about savings. It's really the path of working together, one of innovation, collaboration, and exploration. So really in the spirit of sharing best practices, I wanted to talk about a couple of things that our local government partnerships are doing in the region. And I'll first start and talk about our Port of San Diego. They have a green business network, and it has gained national recognition for some of their work for encouraging businesses to incorporate energy efficiency and sustainability into their daily operations. This partnership program offers free resources to help their tenants reduce their energy consumption, reduce their water consumption, quite a nexus between water and energy, as well as reduce the waste on tidelands. The San Diego Association of Governments, in collaboration with SDG&E, provides free energy assessments or energy management plans, which really become these energy roadmaps to help local governments reduce energy use in their municipal operations. All the member cities are now participating in that. And really working together, we've also started to reinvent street lighting. Reinvent street lighting to become a community asset. And it'll do much more than just lighting up our streets. It'll be a nexus for new public and private partnerships. And through this partnership, we're working together with Cleantech San Diego, SDG&E, and Qualcomm. The City of San Diego's downtown streetlight adaptive controls pilot is demonstrating such innovation with a combination of induction and LED streetlights, and these are now intelligent streetlights that will not only increase the energy efficiency, but will also provide a platform of advanced technologies and public services, such as Wi-Fi, cellular service, and even emergency response mechanisms. Together, we and the City of San Diego are also hard at work to make Balboa Park. I don't know if any of you have been there, but it's a beautiful landmark here in San Diego. And we're on a path to make that one of the most sustainable parks in the country, and certainly as it approaches its centennial celebration in 2015. But at a federal level, we're also hosted a joint data hackathon. And while I know that sounds a little bit odd, this data hackathon, in collaboration with the Department of Energy, is spurring innovation and collaboration. And what these folks do here when they come to our hackathon, they're creating new apps to address today's energy challenges and help our customers manage their energy use. Again, this is heads and above change from where we were 5 or 10 years ago. We're creating apps to help our customers save energy and address some of the challenges. And these folks are so talented, having been to 3 or 4 of them. We've also worked together to really look at greenfield development, but really through the lens of sustainability and economic growth. The County of San Diego's plans to achieve a zero net energy on one of their new alpine libraries is commendable. That's with the help and partnership of SDG&E's design assistance programs. And we've also had the pleasure earlier this month of recognizing our top 10 energy champions in our region in 2013. It's kind of like the Academy Awards for us energy geeks around here, and we celebrate our customers achieving these fantastic savings. And one of the winners this year was the City of Chula Vista, who saved over 900,000 kilowatt hours. They've kicked off an all-electric car sharing program, and they're also participating in the innovative street lighting adaptive controls pilot. So many of our local partnerships are really walking the talk and demonstrating their commitment. And we know there's so many more examples throughout California, and that's why I'm so excited about today for you all to be able to share that. We're proud of the hard work that our local governments put in every day to make that happen. And we're honored to be a partner with them and to offer programs and resources to help them reach their goals. Additionally, the statewide Energy Efficiency Collaborative Partnership, who really brought us all together here today and coordinated this valuable forum, offers numerous valuable tools designed to help local governments reduce their greenhouse gas emissions and save energy through education and tools for climate action planning, venues today to do this important peer-to-peer networking, and technical assistance and recognition for local agencies to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions. So it's really through these partnerships and commitment that all of us are here today and that we continue to affect change. In the plenary session coming up later on, we'll have the opportunity to hear from some of our key state representatives about the importance of us all working together to implement innovative, energy-efficient strategies. And from SDG&E and all of the utilities here in the room today, the statewide Energy Efficiency Collaborative, to all of the public and private agencies and organizations here today, we're here to support our local governments, and together we can make a long-lasting impact. Thank you very much for being here.